Tonight, the Green Bay Packers making their pick tonight in the first round of the NFL draft. A defenseman from Iowa.
Lukas van Ness is the 13th overall pick. Sports director Chris Roth joining us from Lambeau Field live with.
Hey guys. All right, Bill and Cammie make it 7 defensive players taken in the first round of the draft by Brian Gutekunst. It is 6 drafts running it as Packers general manager, and in fact, Brian Gutekunst now addressing reporters about the pick of Lukas van Ness. Let's take you downstairs and listen in.
Jay from last year and some of the guys we have, I think it's going to be a nice group. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a very versatile player. Obviously, that's very important to us. You know, I think obviously he's a different player than Z was, but I think he's going to be able to do a lot of the same things as far as, you know, we used to move Z inside and rush him, and you know, I think his best football is ahead of him, but he is a guy that's going to be able to move inside and out.
What's the thinking behind wanting such big edge guys?
Well, I think versatility is one, right? Because when you're a little lighter outside there, you can't go inside. It's tougher to go inside. Certainly, setting edges in first and second downs is very, very important to us in the run defense. So, I think it's just kind of how we want to be built, you know. And again, I think his versatility jumps out, but also just the explosive nature with which he can rush a passer.
Did you have him drop a little weight maybe for a little more speed?
You know, he's a pretty low body fat guy, so I don't know if he's going to drop much, if anything. So I think it'll be just really where he's comfortable playing. I think he was in the low 270s at his pro day. I think they're at the combine, somewhere right in there. And he's one of those body types that could probably go up and go down if he wanted to, but I think that's probably where he'll kind of stay right in that area. He's a pretty young guy. He's 21, and most of those guys as they age, you know, they usually settle in about 10 pounds heavier. So we'll see, you know.
How important was it to address that position with Rashawn's?
It's helpful, but it really didn't drive the decision at all. You know, I think this, as you guys know, and especially in the draft, we really look more long-term than immediately. This will have some immediate help for sure, but it was really more of a long-term thought process.
You mentioned his best football's ahead of him. This is a guy that hasn't started a game. Is there any concern with that?
No, it's unusual, but at the same time, he played close to 1,000 snaps the last 2 years. You know, Iowa's got a very good culture there, and it's just kind of the way they do things a little bit. But I mean, he played the majority of the snaps of anybody on the defensive line. So you know, he's got a lot of football ahead of him. But I think he played almost just under 1,000 snaps over the last 2 years.
Sometimes I have a couple punts. I don't know how much he played special teams, but is he somebody who could work at that moving as well?
Yeah, I think he has done a little bit of work there, and he certainly could help us there for sure. I think the combination of size and speed will lend that.
I asked this question with Ted's Texas Strong, and that's just how the board fell
Yeah.
in my ear. But 12 out of the last 13 first-round picks by you guys, and 7 of the 8 that you've made having defensive backgrounds. Is that on purpose? Is that really just how the board fell? And when you invest that much in the defense, what does that tell you about what your expectations should be?
Yeah. The first part of it, I think it's just a little bit coincidence. It's not certainly something that we intentionally try to do, but at the same time, it is. I mean, it's it's unusual that's that many years, and but I do think the expectations are high. I sat here last year, said the same thing, and I think we had really good moments last year, but the consistency has to be better. But yeah, I think the expectations around here are always high, and we put a lot of investment into that group, and there are high expectations there.
All right, that's Brian Gutekunst talking downstairs to reporters after the first round of the NFL draft is over. Again, Lukas van Ness is the pick. 6'5", 275 pounds out of Iowa. You heard Brian mention the word versatility a lot there. He played inside as a defensive tackle his redshirt freshman year, and he played outside as an edge defender as a redshirt sophomore. Finished his career with 13.5 sacks, 19.5 tackles for loss. One of the things you heard him saying there about the 1,000 snaps, that's because Lukas van Ness never started a game in his Iowa career. That's usually held for upperclassmen. He had 2 fifth-year seniors ahead of him this past year, but he did play a lot of snaps, and a lot of people considered him Iowa's best defender. We'll have much more on him coming up later in sports. Bill and Cammie, we'll send it back to you for now.